Like usual, folks, it's time for extra content for Power Rangers Ninja Steel episode 37. So first things first, we're gonna go with the first source of the guy. He says it's not a bad episode. It actually was a decent filler, and he's like, it was kind of funny. He's like, Emma, and I had the same idea too. I'm like, wait. Every time I remember Emma, I think of Emma, the Pink Ranger from Mystic Force, from Megaforce. Yeah, I know that who's the person who's Pink Ranger in Mystic Force. I know who she is. It's just that it's a morning time, anyways. So it's kind of funny that their slogan is "Blah blah, fear no danger," and well, she fears danger. That was a good one. That was a good one. He said that was funny. The Rangers don't want her to be in danger. Makes sense. They could have enhanced this character, enhanced the situation if they introduced her earlier, which I couldn't agree more. Especially with Redbot. It's like that Redbot episode 16, if I remember correctly, The Adventures of Redbot. If she was there, if you could actually made it that she was there and she would just be like, that was so cool and crap, or it's like, you're so interesting. It's like just have her up because, well, even though she just does technology stuff, he is technology. Even though it's computer stuff she's interested in, he is computer technically. So it would be a great idea to have her like slowly introduced in that episode. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, I am pretty interesting, aren't I? And he's like, what's your name? My name is Emma. It's like, okay, Emma. Well, there you go. Well, thank you so much for being a fan. And, you know, there you go. That's a good end, is actually have her introduced in episode 16. So you could slowly just have her continue on, maybe she's a Levi Weston fan and wait, hold on. Let me just think right quick. Hmm. Yeah, okay, she doesn't even see Levi Weston, which okay, well anyways, let's just continue on. He says that she could have been their friend. If you don't remember who Fran is actually the girl from Jungle Fury. She was actually the one that was in the diner, and eventually, Dominic, I think was his name, they got together. And it's like, I still don't like Dominic. I'm like, that one episode with Dominic being Brock slash Johnny Bravo. It's like, wow, Zordon would so have a field day on his ass. I mean, seriously, what the freak? And well, apparently, the funny part is like Redbot shows up every fifth episode, which I never actually kept account. He did mention the Green Ranger idea, which again, since they just introduced Emma, I have to actually redo the freaking damn video I just did. Well, thank goodness I didn't piece it together because if I did, I'm like, oh, damn it. So it would have been neat if she could actually become a ranger at the end of the series, just like what happened with Mick and the dad. It's like, that makes sense. And he liked how they tried to use their weapons anyways, and it's like, well, they are blunt objects. You could have used it, pistol whip them with the freaking blaster. He didn't say that, but I'm like, it's funny to see how they pistol whip them with the blasters, and well, the swords are still swords. It's just that you can't use the technology part. It's like that's kind of sad. Where it's like you could have actually just had them do that, and yeah, there is no lesson of the day. Awesome. And well, the sad part is that if they did actually make her a Green Ranger, the sad part is they wouldn't even make it. Bandai's done. Bandai just they're not doing anything anymore. It's just like a limited amount of stuff they're releasing now. And as soon as they're gone, and they don't give a shit anymore. It's like, oh, because I would love to have the Green Ranger one. It's like more than anything, I would buy the Green Ranger one of that. It's like, yeah, I know you have lots of pink and white rangers laying around in places, which I could help you, but it's not really gonna try to bust my freaking butt and buy them $10 a pop. No. Anyways, that was the first one. Now the second one, he has a lot to say, like usual. So apparently the setup is not bad, but misguided. It should have been a Sarah episode, not Emma, but it seemed like that's what it should. This episode has so many flaws. So Emma gets a reward in a snap. Like she automatically gets a reward, and that's one thing he doesn't like is the fact that when it comes to the series, it's always the idea of always rewarding someone when it's like you should just have that feeling inside, and that should make you feel good. That's your reward. But instead, no, they got to get something physical. And he does not like Emma being trained because, well, the idea is this: is that Brody should be teaching the other Rangers how to fight. There should be like, and he did some, but it's not like he does it every single episode, which would be a good idea. And I guess maybe, you know, the things we don't see, he might be doing it, but we're not really sure. And technically, this should be the Andros idea, where Andros in Power Rangers in Space, he learned about Earth. Yeah, that's one thing you need to know about in space. They made sure they actually had Andros actually learn about Earth. Did they do that with Orion? Hell no. But Andros, he learned a bit about Earth, and that's what Brody's supposed to have is learn about Earth because he's been up in space for, let's say he's like 15 years old. He might have been abducted maybe at 5, maybe a decade. He's been in space for a freaking damn decade. And Typeface, that's his name. Not Typeface, it's Typeface, and it's like Taserface from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Oh my gosh. So he faced to make Emma pander to her and the Rangers look bad. This whole entire episode, everyone is linked because, well, that one thing. He didn't actually hear it, but I did, and I was like, you're linking the freaking weapons together. What exactly will that do? I mean, when it comes to what was his name? What was that dumb bastard's name that Brody had to use 5 swords to defeat? Now that makes sense why you combine them for that reason, where it's like Brody needs to actually use as much energy as possible. So he made all the freaking blades very connected, so it's like even more power can be used to take out what was his name? I forgot. Oh, let's see. Emma becomes arrogant after that freaking little stunt, kind of like what happened with Pokemon, that episode I was talking about. The writers made her so unlikable. It's like, yeah, well, what do you expect from Cat Lee and her friend? I mean, they're doing so much crap that totally sucks. And the idea would have been, how about instead you have a basher bot come attack her? She was hiding, and a basher bot comes, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then she starts striking him down, and then yay! But instead, no, you did this, and oh, he hates her character because of this crap, and things get stupid. Apparently, Typeface has no powers, and he needs a gun to infect their weapons. How does the sword not, there's one thing is like, why in the world can't the sword be used like a sword? You can slash him still, right? I mean, if you try to slash him, what's gonna happen? It's like zzz. It's like, yeah, like the freaking super mega force gun. Oh, I never forgot about that gun. The worst Power Ranger product ever. Is that what we're gonna do? What's gonna happen if you try to use your sword to slash him? So they should not have been able to morph, which that was my question too. And it's like, that's a good point where it's like, yeah, so if it affects everything and everything's connected, then, and plus the blaster, the freaking thing, is like, yeah, that blaster thing, even though it's like, we just saw the swords, but, and the gun, I don't know. I think everything should have, so that means that technically they should have been in their ninja gear. And apparently, Sarah has selective intelligence, like usual. It's like, yeah, I mean, I would have preferred she would have gave it a try, gave a crack at it, and she's like, oh, well, it's out of my expertise. I mean, I tried and I came close, but I just can't really do it. It's like, that's one thing. That would make so much sense to have this instead of that whole she got an F in the test. This would have made so much sense. But okay, fine, freak it. So Emma is supposed to be smart, but she's being drove around in circles. It's like, yeah, you should figure she knows, but, and the idea would have been like they just drove around. Instead, drove around like the whole entire drive around, not just stay in one place and just go around in circles. And well, I already knew that. I forgot Mick could shapeshift. The last time he did, I was like, oh yeah, he could shapeshift, couldn't he? And the monster is actually just no threat. And Brody even said, "We'll use our fists," and but yet it's like I already mentioned this in the episode review. It's like, but yet they use their swords. It's like, um, what's going on now? I thought you guys are gonna freaking do hand to hand combat, fisticuffs. That would be kind of funny to see. That would be kind of funny to see. It's like, wow, they actually have to do that. But of course, well, I think I know what happened to this whole entire thing. They used stock footage. They used stock footage and then they didn't want to film new footage. That's what happened. So, anyways, the Rangers aren't being smart, and the smarter idea would have been the fact that if they use their weapons and stuff like that, is because they're trying to stall. Because if the monster become big, they can't actually summon their Zords. Thus, makes sense that why they actually will be a little bit goofy, be like, "Oh no, what we're gonna do?" Anyway, as a big monster, apparently now he has powers. This is like the second time in a row, but yeah, he didn't show powers in the beginning. But anyways. Yeah, has powers now, and well, Brax. It's like I already mentioned that. Where's Brax these days? And of course, well, he didn't mention the Victor Monty subplot until now, which it was okay. It was very consistent. They're consistent characters. You have Victor wanting to have a trophy, and you have Monty making stuff, building stuff, except for the time where apparently you can build but get an F on the math test. I don't know. But anyways, this is a bad episode by him, and well, he said that they have good ideas, but their execution sucks. So does that mean that if Jude Lin would have actually been a part of this whole entire thing, that they actually would have did a great job? I don't know. I don't freaking know. Anyways, there you go. The only thing else to talk about is just the fact that Emma actually, to me, I think she did deflect that one blast. Yeah, she deflected that one blast, and then the next time, or she affected the blast, but her freaking Boken got destroyed. So, personally, to me, I think she was doing good. It's just that she didn't have the equipment, man. She didn't have the equipment to actually, yeah, fight, you know? So, personally, I think she actually did a decent job. I think she actually defended, did what she wanted to do. The only messed up part is she didn't have a weapon. And just like I said in the episode review, it would have been cooler that the Rangers got knocked down, the freaking sword, one of their swords actually spun right to her, and she actually took the sword and she actually went. And that's most likely because it's like, yeah, if you would have just seated her in and actually made her a candidate for the Green Ninja, and it would be cool if you maybe even do the whole crazy crap of what happened. Well, they tried it with Levi Weston, they kind of sucked at it. I'm just trying to say they could have actually have done who is the Gold Ranger from Power Rangers Zeo, but this time it's who is the Green Ranger, which I think in My Morphin they did do it, but they didn't actually have like a bunch of the candidates. And it would be pretty awesome if they would have been like, oh well, the girl who took a photo with Levi Weston, she was wearing green, and then you have Sandy, she wears green sometimes, and then you have Emma who's wearing green. So it's like, holy crap, we have too many people wearing green. And you just sprinkle it a little bit in. It's like, I know, oh my gosh, you gotta film more stuff. But it's like, yeah, but it would be cool to actually just have this mystery ranger that we don't know who it is, but there's some clues to who it could be. Like it would be kind of funny how like one episode he she flirts with Preston. It's like, whoa, that could be Sandy. Or she jokes with Levi Weston. It's like, oh, it could be the little bit. Or she actually says, Brody, you're cool or something. And it's like, oh, frick, it could be Emma. It's like the interesting part of who could be the Green Ninja. And you keep on leading us in the way of where it's like, well, it could be one of them. Which one is it? And it would be cool. Anyways, yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching, folks.